Hello, this is Tita Koala, and before anything else, I wanted to let you know that I finally got a serger. Please look forward to a lot of knit and wool projects in my upcoming videos. But for today, I'm going to start by serging certain pieces of the pattern where it makes sense, avoiding the curved ones. So pay close attention to this because this is not the outcome you want. And mind you, I had that set up as a 4-thread serger. I had to undo the stitches. So here I go again. And now I realize I just didn't feed the fabric close enough to the edge. And there you go, it's much better. You just can't appreciate it because I used light colored threads because we are sewing white fabric today. Some pieces will look cleaner than others because for some I couldn't fold over before stitching because it didn't have enough seam allowance like this one. So in future I need to be mindful of the type of fabric if it's prone to fraying. And as always, I am making bias tape. I am going to use that to close the armholes for our sleeveless wrap dress. So let me talk more about the fabric we're using today. I think it's gauze or cotton or linen, but it has stripes where you have the gauze that's almost see-through and then also solid areas. It's soft and flowy, and mind you, I have pre-washed this before starting the project. So here is part of the front bodice, and we're making a princess dart or princess seam. What I'm gonna do is hand baste them together just to ensure that I don't get any slips when I do take it to the machine. I'm just gonna sew over that contrasting thread. And there you go, I simply need to remove the temporary stitches. And here is the other side, which I've already done. Now we're ready to join the two pieces together. We are gonna sew right here, and that's gonna join the two pieces via the back of the collar or the nape. And of course, we're gonna flatten the seams. Now we're gonna take the interface, and much like with the bodice, we are gonna sew right along here. And now we can take the front bodice and join it with the interface, right sides together. And I'm just making sure that everything's aligned And we're sewing from end to end, right from here all the way across and then down. Now for this part, we are going to do some understitching so that the lapel or the collar, when it rests on the outer part, will have a cleaner finish. I will link the video down below in the description so that you can follow along better. They explained it thoroughly, and yeah, especially for this part you would want to understitch, but just up to a certain point. So in that video they only understitched a few centimeters above the break point because you don't really need to show the stitches on the bottom front. And now I'm just going to join the two back panels, and you might be wondering why it's not one piece, and that's because the Smart Doll has a curved back and it's connected to the removable bust. And I think this allows for some wiggle room and some more relaxed movement. Okay, so now that we have the princess seam, the front bodice and the interface, we can now attach the back bodice. Right now it looks pretty daunting to attach this slightly curved neckline of the back to the cornered pattern of the collar, but I'll show you later on how we're gonna manage that. So run a stay stitch from here to here and then slit the corner. I'll show you how that's done. I know you can't see it all that well, but there are stitches there, and I'm gonna snip right here. So now I've attached it from shoulder, the neckline, and then the other shoulder. We're gonna do the same for this little piece. So this is also interfacing, and we're attaching that to the front bodice interface. And I'm gonna do that by employing the same method. And there we go, we have both sides done. It looks odd right now, but you can just fold it over and we'll have our shawl collar. Now we have to secure both sides. I'm gonna sew from one end of the shoulder to the other, and that'll keep it in place. And there we are, it's neatly in place. Make sure that the center is aligned. And don't worry about the edges because that'll be tucked in when we finish up the armholes. For the sleeves, as I've been doing in the past videos, I'm just going to take my bias tape and run it along the armholes while it's still open on the sides. I've pinned down everything and I'm just gonna take it to the machine. And there you have it, nice and uniform on the outside. Not so much on the inside, but I think that'll do. I just repeated that on the other side. And now we're done with the bodice, or the top part of the dress. For now, I am leaving the sides open until I attach the pieces of the skirt. So let's take a look at our fabric one more time. I think you can see better in this light. This is what it looks like on my skin. It's not fully see-through, but you can pretty much see my skin tone underneath. So the skirt I'm making is long and it reaches the floor. I wanted to have volume, but I didn't want a balloon skirt, so I'm just adding darts to it. So now that I have all three pieces ready, so I have one for the back and two for the front, one for each panel because it's a wrap dress. So I just took it to my serger and overlocked the seams. So here I changed my mind and decided to deal with the front bodice first. You can't really see it or appreciate it, but I wanted the skirt starts to align with the princess dart of the top. And spoiler alert, in the end they did not align because of the bulk, but it's not very noticeable, so that's fine. There we are, one side done. Just gonna repeat that on the other one. And now I can tackle the back part. And after that, I just sew along the sides from the underarms down to the length of the skirt. And here it is. It's almost done. I just wanted to show you the insides. I need to work on my interiors because for someone who has a serger, this really looks bad. Now I just have to clean up a little bit, remove the loose threads, and hand baste whatever needs hand basting or slip stitching, and I'm gonna wash it and press it. But before any of that, I wanted to see it on Akahana. I'm pretty happy with the fit. The only thing I would have changed, if I had the time and patience to, was to make the shawl collar a little wider on the upper part. And there you have it, it's done. I'll see you after the jump. So guys, I hope you liked the video. This has been Tita Koala. I'm right around the corner. Bye for now.